In Chinese mythology, you've probably heard of Wukong, the Monkey King. But in Black myth, another figure takes the stage, Zhong Kui. He isn't a ghost or a demon, he's a ghost hunter. And according to legend, he was once a human. This is Zhong Kui, dark, serious, and full of authority. He's sometimes called China's Van Helsing, but his role is far stranger than that. Zhong Kui isn't just a hunter, he's part of a greater system, keeping order between the living and the dead. So how did a mortal man become the empire's ghost hunter? His story is one of injustice and transformation, a tale that begins not with the blessing of the gods, but with a broken heart. In the old legend, Zhong Kui was a brilliant scholar, but people mocked him for his looks all his life. He studied harder than anyone else, and in the end, he placed first in the imperial exam. But when the emperor met him, he dismissed Zhong Kui simply for his looks. Shamed and heartbroken, Zhong Kui threw himself against the palace steps and died. Years later, another Tang emperor was said to fall seriously ill. In a dream, he saw a demon running wild in his court. Then Zhong Kui showed up, angry, fierce, and larger than life. He grabbed the demon, ripped out its eyes, and swallowed them. When the emperor woke up, his sickness was gone, so he told his painters to put Zhong Kui's image on paper, and that's how he spread across the empire. From then on, Zhong Kui's image became an officially recognized protector. What started in the imperial court quickly became a powerful folk tradition. Families began hanging his portrait on their doors, believing it could drive away evil and keep the household safe. That custom never really went away. Even today, during Lunar New Year, housewarmings, business openings, or temple fairs, you will still see Zhong Kui paintings hung up for protection. In Taiwan, the tradition goes even further. There's a ritual called dancing Zhong Kui, where priests or performers act out the role of banishing wandering ghosts. It's kind of like an exorcism in the West, but more theatrical, more rooted in folk culture. But Zhong Kui isn't a lone hero. He operates within a massive afterlife system, one that feels less like fire and brimstone and more like bureaucracy. In Chinese belief, the underworld isn't simply eternal damnation. It's more like a court and a prison for souls. Every spirit has to be judged first. If you are guilty, you're punished. If not, you are sent on to your next life. And don't mistake Zhong Kui for one of the ghosts he hunts. He's imagined as an official, appointed by heaven itself, whose job is to capture the restless ones, mischievous demons, and wandering souls with no one left to honor them. Once caught, these spirits pass through the gates of ghosts, the great doorway between the living and the dead, guarded by underworld officers. From there, they are dragged by two fearsome guardians, Archehead and Horseface, before the king of hell to face trial. It works like a courtroom. Each hall deals with a different crime, from lying and theft to something as serious as being unfilial. If judged guilty, the spirit is sent into the 18 levels of hell. Each level has its own punishment, having a tongue cut out, being boiled in oil, or climbing a mountain of blades. But unlike the Western idea of eternal hell, these punishments don't last forever. They're sentences. Once the punishment ends, the soul gets another chance to be reborn. At the end of this journey lies the bridge of forgetting. Here waits an old woman, known as Meng Po. She serves a bowl of soup that makes every soul forget their past life, so they can start fresh, clean, and new. The underworld may only exist in imagination, but people still try to stay connected to it through worship, through paintings of Zhong Kui on their doors. It isn't just superstition, it's an idea of order. In Chinese culture, ghosts aren't seen as pure chaos. They have a place, a set of rules, even a bureaucracy to keep them in line. The idea was never to push them away, but to fold them into the system, turning fear into something that could be managed. In Japan, by contrast, fear was often contained with spiritual barriers. This was the focus of an earlier video on Tokyo's Kekai. China's answer was different, order through structure. So when you hang up a portrait of Zhong Kui, it's not just to scare away demons. It's a declaration. This house has order. This place is managed. Zhong Kui is less about fear and more about order. And in that sense, he reflects something deeper about Chinese culture itself, the belief that even the unseen can be organized. That structure is what keeps both the living and the dead at peace.